When I took over this allotment plot 2 years ago, there was very little to indicate where the edge of the plot was, because the grass paths were grass and a lot of my allotment plot was also grass. So what I had to go on is where the neighbouring plots were and try and get in a line with those. And then also there'd be a dip onto the plot, so I'd tend to err towards the top, the higher point, so to maximise the amount of ground in my allotment plot. Because one thing I do know about grass is that it spreads, so I thought I wouldn't be out of order by cutting some of what looked like proper grass out and including it on my plot. Now I actually ended up in this little bit of a, I'm not quite sure whether it was a dispute or an argument with my neighbour Keith, because he wants to use his mobility scooter down here, which he never actually uses, but well, not yet, because thankfully he's still well enough to walk. So if you've been curious, you've seen this dark strip before. I did actually have this on my allotment plot, and then last year I gave it back so that Keith can use it for his mobility scooter. So this is why it's a darker colour than the other grass, is that we used the remains of one of my compost heaps underneath here, so that's where most of his soils come from. So it could be that, or it could just be that the grass is newer. Right, so that's that. The other thing is so like for 2 years I've been wondering how big my allotment plot is, because I'm sure that the sides aren't the same length, the opposing sides aren't the same length. So I finally splashed out and bought myself a tape measure, because it's like something I've been wondering about for 2 years. So this only cost about £7 or something, but I thought as I'm going to use it for something else as well, I may as well spend the money. So the other thing was that I've just paid my invoice to the council, so I've got 4.79 perch, I think. Now, when I originally got my first invoice a couple of years ago, I was a bit confused about it being in perches, because what I remembered from my childhood was a perch was a measure of distance, but apparently a perch is, in addition to a measure of distance, it's also a measurement of area, and that area is 30.25 square feet. So I'm not going to be doing any mental maths today, so we'll do that in the comments section. So this side is 27.5 feet. By the way, my invoice came to, I don't know, something like £49.88 or something. Oh, live television. Don't work with animals, children or me. Right. So, yes. So these little posts, these are unique. Every allotment's supposed to have a number on it, but I'm not quite sure they do, because I'm the kind of person who actually reads regulations and then follows them. Well, most of them, if I agree with them. So, right. So that one's 36 feet under 9 inches. Luckily I don't have any plants on my plot to pull over with the measuring tape. Yeah, also, I don't know whether, so in the first year, because I'm on Universal Credit, I applied for a discount and I got one. But, so that's 36 feet and 3 inches. I think the other one was 36 feet and 8 inches or something, wasn't it? So I could take another 5 inches here. Well, depending upon what the math comes to in terms of area. Right, let's get to the correct side of it this time. Ooh, that has surprised me actually. So that's within an inch of the other one. So that's 27 feet and 10 inches. Just check. Yep. Okay, so we'll go home now and do some math.